Want some candy?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch. Give me some sugar, baby. Like scary movies.
Uh-huh. Want some candy?
Hello?
Hello, Oubliette.
Hi.
Answer me this question. Do you like scary movies?
Oh, Ricky, is that you? You're so
Ricky's
funny.
dead. This isn't fucking Ricky.
Well, who is this?
Have you ever seen the movie Scream?
Actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Hello?
Hello, Oubliette.
Oh, come on.
Would you like to play a game?
Ricky?
I'm not Ricky.
Oh my God. Is Ricky dead?
Ricky's
I think
totally
that you guys...
What?
Listen, I'm on the other line right now, and I'm pretty sure that I'm talking to Ghostface.
What
So
the
I
hell?
don't know
I
who
totally
you
told
are.
him I had this one. God. Look, I was supposed to call and see if do you have a favorite.
Look, hold on.
Oh my God. This is so embarrassing.
Okay. Look, buddy, your friend's on the other line. I don't know what game you guys are trying to play, but
Wait.
I've seen these movies. This doesn't make any sense.
Hold on. God damn it. We really screwed this one up. You know, fuck.
Hold on. Okay. Who are you? What's going on?
Do you have a way to do this in a party line? Can we do a party line here? Can you add a call?
Oh,
Just look for
sure.
look for the button there. You should be able to hit like star or something.
Boop, boop. Are you guys are all three? Are you all here?
We're all here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
I told you I had
Okay.
this one. We were gonna. I
thought it was
call
Wednesday,
this one.
not Tuesday.
No,
Son
it's
of a
the
bitch.
time when we were supposed to do this. We talked about this. I was going to ask her what her favorite horror movie is.
You know,
Guys, I'm making popcorn. It's gonna burn. Can you
What
hurry
is your
this
favorite?
up?
Just tell us what your favorite horror movie is. Like this week.
Well, it's certainly not fucking Scream. Hello, everybody. We have a very special guest tonight who's not really a guest, but he is now.
I guess I am now. What's up, everybody?
Kinda.
This is Dominic. I am actually been roped in. See, every time you think you've gotten away, they pull you back in the Monster Candy
You
podcast
can never get away.
and have you
herpes.
talk about horror movies. So, yep, I'm back. How has things been? Like, I haven't actually listened to every episode you guys have put up. So,
well,
It's been all right.
yeah,
yeah, you guys are doing good. It's nice to be back.
been chugging along. Yeah, it's good to have you back.
It's good to be back. It's good to just be here talking about horror movies. And then
Pretending
this
to be
week-
horror movies.
And then this week making me talk about this fucking movie.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, he just dropped an F-bomb before talking about the movie.
Hey,
Giving us
but
a
you know what?
glimpse into
Before we
some
get
of
into
his
the movie,
thoughts on it.
we should probably talk about That's right.
Man, it's been a while since I've been here for a horror news. This is kind of exciting.
I've
Who
got
has
one
some
that you're
horror
going to
news?
be excited about, Dominic.
Am I? Okay, right on. I'm liking this.
Well, I remember that you talked about you enjoyed that movie Revenge.
I did enjoy Revenge.
So per you talking about it, I had passed through it by it a couple of times on different streaming services and wasn't going to watch it. But then when you said that, I watched it and I agree. I thought it was a solid movie. So the woman who did that movie has not done anything since 2017 with that movie, and she just announced that she's doing a movie called The Substance
Oh, right
that
on.
Demi Moore is going to be in,
Oh,
and it is going to
come
be
back.
body horror, which Revenge was pretty fucking graphic and had some body horror kind of elements to it. So I'm curious as to how gross she's going to get.
Yeah. I mean, like that movie was simple. It's nothing new, but it just was solid. It surprised me how solid it was, as it was like one of Shudder's like early, like, we got an original movie here. It's really great. And I was like, sure. And then I watched it. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And it did seem like
I
I
think
had
the
to
acting
convince-
was really good.
Yeah. I agree.
And that could have been that they were all playing themselves, because they definitely all looked the part of their
There was
characters.
no stretches, right?
I mean, I feel like maybe not, but maybe. But I was pleasantly surprised. Like, it didn't read like a low budget piece of shit. It read like a well-made film.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was a solid and kind of brutal, and I mean it's totally fits in the I spit on your grave kind of thing. And but I mean I recommend it to people who are looking for something kind of brutal and tough and badass, and it didn't feel contrived, unlike some movies that we might be talking about today. Or forced. It felt pretty like real. Like it felt like I was in these scenes, and the dialogue was like, okay, when it got creepy, it was creepy. When it was cringy, and it was like the characters reacted as if it was cringy, not like pretending like nothing was wrong, like other movies that we might talk about this time. But I mean, yeah, that Revenge is a really great movie. It should totally have an episode of its own, really, on this show. I mean, unlike some movies that we might talk about today.
You know what else I saw today? The trailer for the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out.
I heard about this.
Yeah.
I haven't caught it yet.
So
I was so busy today.
I'm a little
Mhm.
sad.
Oh,
because
sad.
So they said
Really?
it was going to be the first one that's like, so this is supposed to be after the first movie and with the same characters. So I was thinking it was going to take place right after, or like 5 or 10 years after.
Right.
Well, when I watched the trailer, that's not actually what happens. It's in present time, and the sole survivor is like
Jamie Lee
let's
Curtis.
just say it's cut. I was
not
exactly
Jamie
what
Lee
I was going to
Curtis.
say. No, I was going to say Jamie Lee. That's what I was going to say. So that was interesting. And then the teenagers are like young teenagers, I feel like, or maybe not. Maybe I'm just getting older, but had a very Stranger Things vibe. So I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, so they ripped off, at least from what I see, and like the way people are dressed and acting, the Halloween movies, Stranger Things. And then, of course, because they had to do it, there's like a scene with Leatherface in like a bus or train or something, and everyone's taking out their phones to go live streaming. And I just don't. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, and it could be entertaining, but I'm just a little.
I mean,
I was actually
watch
excited when I was excited when I read the synopsis, because I thought, like, what I read is they said they were going to follow the same sort of tone as the original. So,
Well, that was a lie.
Yeah, at all. Like, I mean, even like the story with the teenagers just in the preview and stuff they did is like totally not the same kind of like realistic, weird tone. And so
No, it's not.
I'm sad.
That's a bummer.
But there are a lot of people out there that are fucking jerking themselves off to it, dropping loads, being like, oh my God, I can't wait. This looks so good. And to them, maybe it does. I don't know.
I've never had the amount of affection for Texas Chainsaw Massacre that others have. I don't hate it, but it was never a movie. Like, I didn't get to see it until I was a lot older. That was one that kind of escaped me when I was sneaking around trying to see as many horror movies as I could as a kid. But yeah. I mean, I know why people love it. I know why people get it. And I've seen a lot of the sequels with varying degrees of success.
I mean, I I said this in our last episode. Like they're the last few. I mean, almost all of them I can appreciate for what they are, even the newer ones, because I felt like they tried to separate themselves enough to where it wasn't like blasphemous in a way,
Mhm.
and just kind of like was in the same universe, even though you kind of reused, obviously Leatherface and stuff. But this is like, it just like irked me watching it. It was cringy. I was like,
Yeah.
Well, it
don't
looks
Austin my Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Yeah.
okay?
it looks just like
I get you.
every other horror movie that's come out lately, from Halloween
Yeah.
2018, like that whole. All of them have the same type of vibe, and that's what
It's-
that looked like.
Yeah. And I feel like, like how the 90s movies all have that same kind of vibe. Like
Mhm.
the movies we're seeing now all have that, like they're pulling from Stranger Things. I don't know. They have this weird, like pseudo retro. It just seems a little contrived.
I mean, sometimes they pull it off pretty well, but other times it just feels so forced and weird and just shoehorned in. And
Are you bringing us back to Scream again?
well, like other movies that we might talk about today, it's also, it just sort of, some movies struggle with the concept of being a modern version, a modern take on itself. I think, like, honestly, I think we've even seen it with the new Halloween remakes, whereas the first one I thought was incredibly successful with trying to retouch with
Evil
the
dies
series.
tonight.
But then the second one really struggled with the concept of being current. And I'm like, all right. And then some of the pictures that I'm starting to see come from the set of the new one, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to see it. But, I'm like, I'm going to go. Kind of like you said, well, I'm going to see it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one, I don't know. I'm not one of the people who are crazy excited about it. But if you're listening to my voice and you're excited, then I love that for you. I love that for you. I hope.
I was, and then the trailer just shit on it.
Shit on your
Shit.
feelings.
Shit right on it. Just took a fucking deuce right on my excitement.
Dropping deuces on Oobzilla's affinity for
Yeah.
movies, such as the
Deuces.
Texas Chainsaw
You
Massacre.
should rhyme that. Dropping
Yes.
deuces on oubliettes.
Oh, E's
Cheers.
movie came out that he's
Huh?
been talking about nonstop.
Oh yeah.
Did you
yeah,
watch it?
I did
Which one?
watch it.
Big fucking
Was The
good.
Man Behind the Monster, the Boris Karloff thing on Shudder.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I
It's
think he
pretty
was
good.
complaining about this the last time you were on, Dog.
Yeah.
I
Well, it ended
Long
up-
road. It's been a long road.
I don't know if they had this planned intentionally, which is why it wasn't in a whole lot of theaters. But it said a Shudder exclusive, so I don't know if that was the deal.
You should write them an angry letter about how you felt deceived.
You guys lied to me. But
Mhm.
the horror news I have piggybacks off your horror news, Oubliette,
Oh,
and that is Gunnar Hansen's book, Chainsaw Confidential, is going to be turned into a movie. Yeah.
interesting.
So I guess, it was just a bunch of behind the scenes shit that he was talking about, and that's going to turn into an actual movie.
So it's gonna be a movie about making Texas Chainsaw
Yep.
Massacre.
It's supposed to be a
Yes.
dark comedy,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll see how that goes, but
Makes sense.
it'll probably be better than this one coming out.
I mean,
Probably.
there's a lot of there's a lot of movies we're going to talk about tonight, and I'm sure it's better than some of the movies that we're going to talk about tonight.
This could be true.
I have a
could
piece
be
of horror news that deviates a little bit away from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff.
Do it.
So apparently,
I don't know about that.
apparently, the dude that made Hill House and Bly Manor and
Blah
Midnight
Manor.
Mass for Netflix, is making The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe.
Mm.
And it's going to star many of the same actors that we saw in those series are returning. But also Mark Hamill will be in it.
The Priest and Midnight Mass, I really enjoyed the performance of.
Yeah.
You said he did Midnight Mass,
Yeah.
right?
He did Midnight.
that-
They did Midnight
yeah.
Mass. It's based on multiple works for Poe. It's going to be 8 episodes. And they will direct, specifically themselves will direct 4 of the 8 episodes. So It should be pretty cool if you're an Edgar Allan Poe fan. I think that could be cool. I think they got the right kind of tone for that. I mean, I'm hoping it's these guys I feel like have hit it and they've kind of missed it. So I'm hoping this will be a hit it, but we'll see. It's definitely good.
Fingers crossed.
It's good source material, and you don't often see. I don't often see an A-list level project on an Edgar Allan Poe film, based film. So that's kind of neat. So hopefully this could be anything. I mean, tentatively interested and hopeful that could be a cool thing. But I really hope we don't I don't know. I really hope we don't just see it in modern time or something but my personal hope, I would like to see it in the era in which it was written. That would be cool.
That'd be preferred.
Yeah. But I mean, not that it can't be in this time frame, but it's just so much more interesting. Yeah.
With that guy, he's probably going to make it. He's going to do something that pisses all three of us off. It may not be the same thing, but surely he will do something that really gets under all of our skin. That's kind of his MO.
My relationship with his series is similar to my love-hate relationship to the American Horror Story series. It's like, I love it. I hate it.
You guys need to watch Cult. You need to watch American Horror Stories Cult.
Yeah, I want to watch
because
I do need to watch Cult.
Because the fucking one episode, I need to talk to somebody about it. I don't.
Okay.
It's also the one episode with the most horror elements. Also has the one most. I don't even want to fucking say it.
I will watch Cult. I will do this. I will. I said it a long time ago, and then
I need more people to feel my pain.
Okay. I know. I know.
No, you don't know. You do not. You don't know. You don't know what happens. And when it did, I posted something on Facebook what the fuck? And 10 other people messaged me did you just fucking watch that? What the fuck? It was the most why am I watching this moment I think I've ever had in my life.
That makes it really hard for me to even want to watch it because I already have it.
It's so good.
It's a car crash. They're great and they're disappointing and they're
Is Lady Gaga in it?
No.
Well,
I actually liked her in Hotel.
I didn't even finish. I watched maybe 2 episodes of that. Maybe.
Sometimes you gotta know when to get out.
I didn't finish.
Sometimes you gotta know when to get out, and it's different for everyone. And that's what I don't know. This series, it's this guy has nailed it. There have been episodes of his series that I think, wow, you just hit it. This is great. But then there are episodes of these same series and the same that you're what are you doing? But
Dom, did you see Midnight Mass?
Actually, I didn't know about that one. That's how busy I've been.
It's good. It definitely starts slow, but because of that, it's really effective as it wraps up.
Nice.
But it was good. It reminds me a lot of the old horror where you didn't have to necessarily see scary things for it to be very dreadful.
That's awesome.
Scary. Of everything I've seen of his, I think I'm actually surprised he did that. I think he's getting a little better, maybe, if that's the case.
Well, that's great. Then
we shall see.
The Fall of the House of Usher will be a solid one from him. But yeah, I'll check out Midnight Mass. That's one I honestly didn't know until I looked up this article. I also got mad at Netflix, so I stopped subscribing to Netflix.
Yes.
So it became harder for me to be up on Netflix stuff.
Yeah, I don't have that.
They canceled 3 shows I loved for no reason, and they admitted they were good, they were doing well, and I'm just what the hell? I don't even know why I bother with you. So
yeah, it's a struggle with Netflix sometimes.
Now I watch it based off of when my girlfriend's house or something. So, but I will watch Midnight Mass. I will totally watch it.
All right, folks.
Yeah, nice horror.
Well, that
news,
was
man.
horror news. All right, let's get into the 2022 Scream 5.
This pile of monkey shit that you called me back to watch and review with you guys.
I liked it.
Directed by Matt Bettinelli Open and Tyler Gillette.
I like both those dudes, and I want to slap them in the face for this one.
Yeah.
Because Ready or Not is great. And if you guys want to, fuck this.
Actually, we're gonna get her for this.
Huh?
She was gonna. The girl from Ready or Not was gonna be.
Yeah,
the main
Samantha
character in this.
Weaving would not have been able to save this because they
Samara,
were good. Samara.
right?
Samara.
You don't even know her name.
I don't care.
Mhm.
I don't
Mhm.
care. You know what?
Mhm.
Listen, she can take her Jamie Presley, Margot Robbie, cloned ass. No, I actually like her. But here's the thing. There were great actors in this movie. Great actors.
This is true.
And I watched them flail.
All right. I need to say this. I need to say this before we get too far into it. And guys, it should have been fucking Gail. It should have been Gail. It should not have been Dewey.
Awesome.
That would have been awesome.
Because she has been a complete shitbag of a person since the very
Oh, you mean to
first-
die?
To die.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought to be Ghostface, and I would have
Or
been
that,
like, that would
or
have been
that,
awesome.
that could have worked too because
that's what I
she's a
thought you were
shitty
saying.
person. But
Mhm.
if anyone was going to die, it should have been her because she's a complete shitbag, or she should have been the killer. Either way, it should have been Gail.
Do you want to know something so cute? In between takes, David Arquette is actually a certified Bob Ross painting instructor. And so he was giving everybody Bob Ross painting lessons and teaching them how to paint little happy trees while they were filming.
That's great. And that would have been a better movie.
Yeah.
Like when they actually put up for Wes at the end, I was like, oh, was it? Was this for Wes? Was this for Wes? This is your best effort for Wes? The weirdest. Okay.
Ooh, Dom's mad.
No, I was. I don't even know where to begin. Okay. The moment
Even
when
my
I
cynical
realized.
husband liked it.
When. Really?
Mhm.
Even. Okay. I
Yeah.
first
And
realized.
he hates everything.
that
like
we were-
everything.
I actually liked the opening. I liked the girl playing in the beginning. I liked the situation. I was on board. I was with them. I was like, hey, okay.
There was potential in this fucking movie. And that's
Yeah,
the worst thing about it.
I was into it. By the time, when they got to the high schoolers
Uh,
talking about their friend getting hurt after they had called her sister, and they're all talking, the most contrived bullshit conversation about like any one of us could be a suspect. It could be any one of us. And they're all looking at each other. It's like, didn't you all grow up together? What the fuck is going on here? What is happening? And they were all
That
weird.
scene's the same scene as from the beginning.
Oh,
They're
I
even
know.
Eating the same grapes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get it, but it worked better in the first movie, and the actual dialogue rolled off better. Yeah. So,
what is that?
Oh, I think there's some sort
Somebody's
of yelling
dying.
going on in the background.
Yes.
I'm in an
This
apartment.
episode rules.
Yeah, I'm in a. That's how I
See,
feel
for me,
inside.
I thought they were trying to. For me, I thought they were trying to act bad and be overly cheesy. Just throwing back to the original, so
Yeah.
it didn't piss me off.
I felt like it was too desperate. Like, and there was like no chemistry. Like the sheriff mother and her son, their scenes together, I was like, is this a porno? What's happening? This is the most awkward
Yeah.
interaction. They look
But
like
that's why I liked it. It was like a bad soap opera.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
I thought it was intentionally shitty, so I loved it.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's like, but I saw like Ready or Not is so good.
See, this
one
feels
was
like
so-
a malignant thing with me, where some people thought they were trying to be real and it wasn't. Like for me, I feel like they were trying to make this super cheesy.
I mean-
Maybe,
And
I don't know.
Maybe.
I
I
don't
could
know.
see that.
I
I could
guess.
see that.
I mean-
but
Even silly things like they had like Matthew Lillard's voices through the whole thing. Like
Yeah.
when they walk in the party scene, he's the one because it's in his house. It's his voice saying, "Nice house, dude."
Mhm.
Like they threw in so many cheesy, weird things with the old cast and just like silly crap that I feel like they were not trying to be serious and they were really just trying to make a fun, gory movie
Mhm.
and make fun of like everything. Like I took this as but I went in just thinking it was gonna be like over the top, serious and dramatic, and to me, I was pleasantly surprised because it was
Yeah.
better than I thought it would be. I mean, they did nod to the original way too much, but at the same time, I fucking love the original. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
like this better than Scream 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I'll agree
Yeah,
with that.
I didn't. I didn't like it at all. Like you know, one of the worst things. It just seemed to have these like logic stretches to make things work, and I did like elements of
Yeah.
it. There were certainly things.
Dom, logic? You mean, I'll take things that aren't physically possible for 1,000, Alex. Okay, so what was that bitch's name, Amber?
Yeah,
The killer? Okay. The incredible growing
Spoiler,
woman
everyone. Yeah,
who's 5'2" and maybe 110 pounds, but
I love that part of
automatically
it.
grows into at least a 6 foot tall man.
right.
And
Yeah, in the hospital, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
in every fucking scene, because it's the same,
And
it's
she's
the
kicking
same
dudes'
guy that
asses.
plays
Yeah.
Ghostface. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, wait. First of all,
Mhm.
like, I get it. It's a movie. I understand. But it's set up in the realm of reality.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't care how crazy a 5 foot girl is.
Yeah.
She's not gonna throttle grown ass men,
Mhm.
or at least
Maybe
one
she
grown ass
took-
man who was a
No,
cop.
you know what? Maybe she took PCP and knows how to walk on stilts.
I mean, yeah, that could, if that was the
I
explanation,
went to
I'd
school
be
with a
like,
girl
okay.
who loved PCP and walked on stilts. It could happen.
Because,
There you
dude,
go.
I was watching it in the theater, and I'm texting Courtney. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Because my first what the fuck moment was when they were all in the bar. And I'm like, wait, how old are these fucking kids?
Who were you texting?
You,
God.
Oubliette,
Oh.
not that other broad.
I thought you were cheating on me with Courtney. God.
No, never. Yeah. So I was like,
She's 6'3".
yeah. Now she could throttle a motherfucker.
There was
But-
so much unbelievable.
Amber, no, you couldn't. Like, okay, David Arquette, what? He's maybe 5'10", maybe a little bit taller than me.
I don't know.
I don't think he's very big.
Yeah, I don't think he's very big, but he has
I
been
think he's
wrestling, and he has been hopped up on some TRT. So he's probably a good 180 pounds. Even in that movie, even him being out of shape. Look, I'm
he's 5'10",
5'9".
exactly.
I'm 5'9" and 160 pounds. I would fuck that girl up. I don't
Oh,
care
yeah.
how much PCP she was on. I would fuck her up.
There was
Yeah.
just too many of those in this particular movie where they just glossed over or tried to create characters for the sake of making these like weird interactions that I don't think worked. But actually, the thing I'm gonna say one more thing, and then I'll try and find some positive things to say because I do have some. But
There are some.
Sure.
There's,
one thing
Yep.
that really bothered me, since we've already named killers, is at the very end of the movie there are characters. I won't even specifically say who, but you guys will know which ones I'm talking about. One was shot in the fucking stomach. One was stabbed in the fucking stomach. Yet at the end, while other victims who were stabbed are being hauled into an ambulance, these two fucking idiots are sitting on the bumper of a fucking ambulance wrapped in a blanket. And when one character comes up and says, "How you doing?" and they're like, "I'll be okay. Ask me again in a couple days." I was like, "You're going fucking septic." I yelled it out in the theater. I was alone with my girlfriend.
just but a flesh wound.
And it was
Dom.
like, they just,
Dom, after you've been through
can't-
everything they've been through, it really is kind of like no big deal. At that
No,
point, you
it-
just like spit on it and like rip your shirt and tear it around you. You know,
Yeah,
it's not a big
but-
deal.
that's not how that works.
Dom,
Like,
you're trying to tell me
Yeah, it does.
that
Spit's
somebody
sterile.
can get shot, what, 4 times, 4 times, set on fire, left to die, and then just kind of get up and come right back at you?
adrenaline. But no,
Oh, yeah.
but like even
Haven't
the
you
old
guys seen
movies-
other horror movies?
even-
People get fucked up all the time and just get back up.
Yeah, Dewey got fucked up all the time, and still he was
Why
hurt. At
can
the
Michael
end of the
Myers
movie.
do it, but Gail Weathers can't? Huh?
Michael Myers,
You fucking sexist piece of shit. Talking about how girls can't kick a dude's ass, and now all of a sudden they can't get
Boo,
shot and get
girls,
back
boo,
up.
thumbs
Boo.
down.
Gail
Yeah.
can come back when she has decent bangs, okay? Which I do remember from a prior series, a prior movie of of Scream, which was
Those were the ones that everybody hated.
She looked
Everyone
terrible.
hated the bangs.
Oh man, like seriously, I just like this movie. If like I
This
felt
movie
like
left a
if you
lot
don't
on the
give a
table.
fuck, if you don't give a fuck, why am I giving a fuck? And
Nev
then
Campbell's aged well.
no, she looked great. She looked
Mhm.
great.
I think she looks better than she ever did when she was younger.
And the Dewey conversation, Dewey and Gail conversation, I was just like, oh my god. And knowing that they were actually divorced and everything, I was just like, oh, this is terrible.
Well,
This is
and they actually separated for kind of the same reasons as the characters.
You couldn't hack it in New York. That's weird.
She's a shitty person.
Oh, right.
Well, no, and he
Oh,
likes
well.
to sip the sauce.
He does, or he did.
Jesus. Well, you
Yeah.
know, frankly, I was just like, this movie made me mad because it had every ability to be awesome, and I feel like it fell short. Though things I liked about this movie, I liked the first girl and that she survived. I liked that she actually was the only one
The
in this
sisters
movie
had chemistry.
that looked like a high schooler. She did have chemistry with her sister. I thought the other sister was awesome. Skeet Ulrich's cameos were very interesting, though kind of
Super random.
unnecessary and random. Just sort of
100%.
shoehorned in.
That's actually one of my pet peeves on this movie. That was that whole arc.
Didn't need anything.
No,
It was so awesome. That part made me laugh out loud in the
But-
theater because it was so dumb.
He did a good job with what he
So
had.
dumb.
He did a good job with what he had, which was
I'm
bullshit.
sure he was just excited to get work.
I was interested.
He's like, fuck yeah. Like, what does he do now?
I didn't catch
Nothing?
in the
He's
cameos that
Horror
the
He's probably
cons.
actually in Jersey pumping people's gas, like one of those fucking
could be it.
weirdos.
He
looks
good.
like one of those guys.
Yeah, he does, but he also looks like himself, which I was surprised. I was like, "Damn, that dude's aged well." Did they de-age him for a second? I was like,
yeah,
"Damn,"
I think so.
Yeah, they definitely.
Yeah,
because I was like, "He
Yeah.
can't
Do you want to
possibly
see?
look quite
Do you
like
want to
that."
see what he looks like now? Look at the bags around his. See
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks
That's
makes
what he
more
looks like.
sense. Yeah, they definitely must de-aged him on that. But I mean, okay, it looked. I mean, that had no point and was not necessary. She could have struggled with that. I think he could have come back for a dream sequence. I guess I didn't know this, but a lot of former Scream actors came back as voiceover cameos during the party, like the one that says "Cool House" Freeman is
Right.
Matthew Lillard. You know, it's like I didn't
That's what
catch
I
any of
said.
that. I didn't know that.
And the toast for Wes was basically a toast for Wes Craven, and they got all the old actors, and they're the ones
Yeah.
who are actually saying the toast.
like yeah,
Like
Drew
Jamie
Barrymore
Kennedy, all of
saying it,
them.
Jimmy, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Drew
Hayden-
Barrymore was the principal in this.
the principal. That was the voiceover. Is
She's-
she a voice or?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't
Yep,
catch
over
that
the
either.
speaker
I missed
system.
that mostly because I was just watching this movie in horror at like how they blew such an easy, like to me, which could have easily been a layup. I just felt all the dialogue was so cringy and it was so forced. I did like the line, what's the address? How about 1, 2, 3, 4, no fucking way Lane? And I was like, I laughed out loud at that and enjoyed that. I loved
I like
the
that
kills.
actor. He does a real good job in The Boys.
Yeah, he's Meg Ryan and Randy
Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid's son, and
Yeah.
I realize now because I knew him from The Boys, but I didn't know he was a Quaid, and I didn't know he's now he looks exactly like both his parents, so that makes sense. But the kills were great, like especially when the main character Sam, what I don't remember her name, when she full goes in like and starts killing and stabbing, I was like, all right. And a lot of stabs looked really cool. Like I was into that. That was the deaths were cool. I didn't hate everything about this movie, but they really police, the way they behaved, not even close
Oh yeah,
to real
Fucking
life. I just
Keystone Cops over there.
I'm like, you can't stretch all of the concept of reality here. I mean, you gotta have some sort of
Oh,
it just
but you
felt like-
can, Dom.
I
You
felt like I
can.
was drunk and I was trying to tell somebody about Scream, and then they went and wrote their own Scream, and this is the Scream we got. And I was like, the blatant references to Star Wars and the Star Wars hate. I was just like, oh, shut up. I was just like, I don't know. I just felt like most of the time I was like, I watched this movie going, I just wanted to keep saying, I was like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. But, Ghostface moved around awesome. And the kills were cool. And there were some funny lines.
My one text to Oubliette as we're watching this, she's like, yeah, I figured out who the killer was, like first whatever, and I'm like, is this person's because not in my wildest dreams I would have ever thought it was going to be Amber. So I say probably, I don't know, a couple minutes before the reveal.
She's
I'm
so
like,
creepy through the whole movie.
I'm like,
creepy in the whole
oh,
movie.
it better not be fucking Amber. And then bam, I was like, you son of a bitch. Which could
I
have
literally
been.
looked at my husband and was like, it's going to be Amber and the boyfriend.
Well, yeah.
He was like,
well,
no.
when she was in the hospital
Like,
and she was getting all like, you're like, oh, it's some weird, like, she's got a thing for the chick and it's good, whatever. But that could have been a cool arc. Say, okay, if she was the mastermind behind the whole thing and fucking Randy Quaid or whatever the fuck his name was, Jack Quaid was the muscle and he was actually doing the killing, but she was like the puppeteer. I've been like, that makes sense.
I definitely thought she was a lesbian though, for sure.
Right. That's exactly what I thought first. I was like, oh, okay. And then when fucking homeboy is sitting with David Arquette, and they're interviewing him or whatever, and he's like, it's usually the love interest. I'm like, yeah, it's probably him, but then I don't know. There were so many what the fuck moments that I just kind of lost track. I'm like,
they kept showing him watching all the clips, and he
Right.
seemed to like them a little bit too much, which I mean
Well,
could have been
as soon as
have been a bait and switch, but
Right.
with the girl, like she seemed not just like in love with the girl, but obsessive, which would
Right.
totally make sense if she's an obsessed fan. So for me, it kind of seemed like a natural.
I thought they were going to be Sydney's daughters or something at first when they talked about their mom, or they were going to be Gail's daughters or something. I thought they were like, and then when I found out that it wasn't anybody, it was just sort of a pretend character that existed somewhere in the background of all this.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed because just like they seem to be like, mom's out of town, she said she'll get back as soon as possible, and then that never became a thing. I was positive that was going to be Gail, or there was going to be a tie-in that way.
In the hospital, as soon as Richie got sliced on the arm and not stabbed like everybody else, I'm like, oh, he's got to be in on it, because he's the only one that got attacked fairly lightly. So there, man, I wish it would have been Stu Macher's kids or something that were jealous because no one ever fucking remembers Stu. They always remember fucking Billy. I'm like, yeah, that would have made more sense to me than
that would have been funny. Yeah, that would have been great.
I will say the one I did like the girl that was Jamie Kennedy's niece. The twins,
yeah.
The girl.
I like both of them.
She was actually super entertaining. Yeah, I liked both of them, but I thought that they both were probably the best. I think they did the best acting job of.
I mean, she was a little rapey,
original girl in the beginning,
but
yeah, but that's cool. I mean, that's fine.
Her monologues were a little forced, but it wasn't her fault. But the Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son did a good job with his character being, I especially like when he's like, do you want to go upstairs? He's like, don't take this wrong, but not really. I mean, I know it's a party, but like, shouldn't we not be alone?
Is he supposed to be the virgin?
Okay.
Since he's the only guy that makes it, whereas
I guess I think they were all,
because the whole thing, the whole thing was the directors wanted a final girl cast to make it in the end, which whatever. But I mean, I thought it's funny. I mean, yes, I thought it should have been Sid and Dewey that made it to the end, and then just fucking close the book on Scream because we don't need any more.
No,
bring it back to the beginning, and then
see what possibly
the girlfriend of that kid though. I thought was like a wannabe Bella Thorne.
Yeah, she was a character that I was like, oh my god,
I was like, why didn't they just cast Bella Thorne? She can still pretend like she's in high school.
She was mad. It just everything seemed so. It just felt so forced.
Well, she was like the Rose. I guess like the Rose McGowan character. We're supposed to be,
I guess
the slutty one.
Yeah, but Rose McGowan had more comedic value.
Yeah,
I feel like
better actor
and bigger boobies.
Mm-hmm.
Less sense of humor now, but But yeah, dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
I went in this with an open mind. I was really excited. I got a free poster at the theater, and the poster's really cool. It says it's like in the old like 70s 80s font, and it says like it's always someone you know, and it's all like super chromed Scream with the ghost face. Like it's better than the usual posters you get. What I do like about it is it doesn't say Scream Infinity or Scream Part 5. It just says Scream, so it's
Yeah.
sort of generic for the whole series. But I was like, when I was in there, I was like, I didn't look at the poster closely, and I was like, god damn it, now I can't use that poster for anything because this movie sucks. But then I looked at it and I was like, oh, okay, it could just be Scream poster. But I mean, this movie ignored too many details. Like, I'm along for the ride, and I can definitely suspend disbelief for a long way. But also when I'm watching good actors struggle with lines that are just like the best one of the other best lines in the movie. I'm Sidney fucking Prescott. Of course I have a fucking gun. Nev Campbell made up. And I was
she
like,
ad-libbed that.
Because I guarantee whatever they had written for her was worse. Because some of the way they had to describe the movies and the fandom and the sequels and their obsession with them is just so like, I was like, I could tell a 40-year-old guy wrote this. And then when I started seeing all the Star Wars references, I was like, a 40-year-old guy totally wrote this. I was like, God, this sucks. And I just made me so pissed. And then when I saw them sitting on the ambulance, by the time I was just like fully on like, oh, fucking come on. But I did like the fight, the stabbing scenes, like the murders, and like that one scene with a pointless guy that has absolutely no connection to anything else in the story, which I do love when he's peeing against a brick wall, just going like the fucking bar. And then they start the car and he walks over to the car, and then Ghostface just walks up and just goes
stabs him
in the neck. And I was like, that's
him.
very real. Because that guy would go the fuck down off that easy if it went right to the jugular. And I was like, okay, that was cool. Right. So there were some cool points, but
well, I mean, I liked how it was self-deprecating. There's things I liked about it, like the first one talking about the horror movie shtick. I'm like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, but the first one does it so much better. Like if somebody was like, "Oh, how's the new Scream?" I was like, "Well, have you ever seen the old Scream, the first Scream, the original one?" And they'd be like, "No." I'd be like, "Go see that," because that one still holds up.
Well, that was 25 years ago, and like I kind of said this when I was talking about
because
Willy's
you just
Wonderland.
don't
like they're
elevated horror, Dom. That's why.
That's the problem.
No, it's not elevated at all. But I mean, that Scream was 25 years ago, and for me, like, and the reason I like movies like Willy's Wonderland and I appreciated this was that movies are not fun anymore. We are in an era where everything is a fucking dramedy, which those drama and comedy, I don't like those words combined very often. I really don't like the last 10 years of cinema when they combine those. And now there's a lot of dramatic horror films that to me have no horror elements. And then I'm like an hour and a half in being like, nothing's going to happen, huh? This is all a dream or whatever. And then it is. And I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. So like, I would 100 times over watch this new Scream movie than sit through another bullshit thing like that just makes me really depressed and sad. Like, was this dumb? Totally. Was it realistic? Absolutely not. But all those old franchises, like Halloween and stuff, where he's getting back up over and over, and like the kills, like there's ridiculous shit. Yes, you can put a million holes in this and a million things that they could have done better, but at the end of the day, like it was a simple, fun, ridiculous movie.
Yeah, but Michael Myers is evil personified.
Okay.
But like my also thing is that
cool.
If you want to see that kind of movie, Ready or Not, these same fucking directors did a movie called Ready or Not, which is hilarious and fun and not heavy, and it's a much better movie than this. Or you can watch The Hunt, which was fucking fantastic in the same way. That was funny and lighthearted, but still shit happened. So I agree with you conceptually.
Yeah, but I feel like Ready or Not and The Hunt still both have like serious elements to them in a way.
Do they? I mean, that the end of The Hunt, the monologue was just awful. But
I don't-
it still was
I
funny.
don't think you could have a serious movie with Ike Barinholtz in it, doing what Ike
I don't
Barinholtz
mean-
does.
The Hillary Swank.
I
Hillary
don't
Swank,
mean
right?
Yeah.
serious like that, but I mean like that
It-
movie
It had something
obviously
to say.
had some political commentary. It had
Yeah.
a direction, and even Ready or Not did too.
I mean, I didn't hate this movie. I didn't hate it. It was enjoyable. I thought it was fun, but a lot of the time I sat there going, what the fuck? That couldn't nor would it would never happen. So it kind of took me out of it a little bit, or a
You know-
lot of it actually.
Yeah, just the changing stuff. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. Fucking movie. I wouldn't have gone to see this movie if it wasn't for this show. So I went for this show. I had no interest in finding out any more about Scream. So I'm almost. It sounds like I'm biased, but I did try to go in with an open mind. I was like, all right, well, I like Scream, so maybe I didn't like
mean,
the sequels as much. Maybe I'll like this
So
one.
they filmed this in my they filmed this in my school. So they were supposed to film the original in Santa Rosa High School, which is where my best friend went. And then some parents found out what it was going to be about, and they raised hell. But the deal had already been like solidified. Basically, they like lawyered up, ended up kicking the movie out. So the original Scream, at the very end of the credits, if you look, it says no thanks to Sonoma County School District, like fuck you, basically. And that was because of that, the first Scream. So they ended up changing and doing it at the Sonoma Community Center, which is where my Montessori school was when I was a kid. So like, you know, one of the houses in it is my friend's house. My friend Clark is in the video store scene. So like, to me, the original Scream not just has nostalgia. It was like we were all around the filming. We'd show up every day. Like we watched it happen. It was just like this cool thing that was happening in our town. So that's probably why, to me, it doesn't bother me all the crazy nods to it, because it is like a more nostalgic movie to me, because we were like there around it. Like we got in the school buses with the actors and hung out with them a couple of the days. Like it was a big thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think
I
it was
didn't
going to
hate
be
it.
groundbreaking or anything. I figured it was going to be what it was, but
Yeah.
there were just things that like they didn't need to do, and things they did
Yeah.
that they shouldn't have, which I'm
It
just
tried
like,
too hard.
yeah, or they were just like, you know what, people are going to like this anyway, so who cares? Just put it in there.
Yeah.
That's how, yeah. I
Like
felt like
they could have taken out 30% of the content, like the build, or like trying to tie it in. Like they could have
Yeah.
gotten rid of all of that and just had like a party scene where people are getting drunk, and it would have been probably a better movie.
Or-
Like they filled it with too much dialogue and too much setting up and too much, info that you didn't need.
Right. Or
Because
suffered
they
a
wanted you to
little
know
bit
why it tied in.
from the last Halloween that came out, where it's like, okay, do you want to make a good sequel to the 2018 one and make it that way, or do you want to make some super duper campy thing? But they kind of like switched lanes halfway through the movie,
Yeah.
and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? So
Mhm.
that's how I felt this movie went a little bit. But that being said, I still, I didn't hate watching it as much as Dom did.
Yeah, I think they just tried to tie it in too much. But I mean, well, I don't think they tried to tie it in too much. I think they tried to explain how they were tying it in too much.
Yeah.
Like I think true Scream fans
Yeah.
would have gotten the tie-ins without them leading you to every single one. It was like it was made for someone who had never seen the original Scream, but they wanted to let you know that they were throwing back to it in a weird way, or someone
I
who
agree
kind
with
of
that
liked it.
completely. 100%. They were overdoing it. Like it didn't need that. Little references would have been fine. There was a lot, like with the characters they had, the children of the original victims. That's a Nightmare on Elm Street kind of generational thing they got going on there. I like that. There's a lot of cool throwbacks, but they just still felt like they were struggling. And then I just, the requel whole thing, I'm just like, shut up. Like, just like, stop it.
Yeah.
Like, just do the movie, man. Like, you got a murder in your town. It's one of you. There's so many cool whodunits you could have taken on.
Yeah.
They could have had the main character be slowly developing a pseudo personality that becomes Ghostface, and it was her all along because she really is that bad. And I mean, that would have been hilarious. I would have been more like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
But it was just, I don't know. Yeah, the other thing
I
about
have to say though, something I just thought though is like maybe think of this as someone who had never seen any of the Screams, someone younger, and they go in and this is the first one, and they liked it enough to watch the original. I think that the original actually might be really fun to watch that way, because the whole time you'd be like, oh wait, like this is that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
No, I agree.
Like this is the
I
part
think
they
if
talked
someone
about,
who's
or
never,
that's so and so, like it could be exciting.
yeah, someone who has no reference of Scream to
Like,
go
if
and
it's
watch this, I think
reversed,
they'd
yeah.
like it, and then go back and watch the original and be like, oh shit. So that's, put all these fucking things together. I think that'd be cool. Going back to the cop thing.
We'll
Okay.
never feel that though.
No, ever. Okay. So the fucking, his mom pulls up right after blazing through the town, sirens going, woo, just fucking
Never got her
parks in the middle of
sushi.
the street, gets out. No one else is like, what the fuck's going on? We better call a bunch of cops or whatever.
I mean, she had called cops, they didn't
he
show
called
up.
them. It was like, I'm going to my house, and nothing.
I know.
No, I was actually like looking at my watch when I was watching that part. Like, okay, I know this town isn't that big. Like, the cops are definitely there by now.
Somebody's
There's
closer.
No fucking way.
Somebody would be closer.
Something's going on.
If it's based
Right.
on Santa Rosa,
Yeah.
I mean, Santa Rosa is pretty good size, but still, like, that was a long time to have no cops in town show up to location.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, little things like that were a total clusterfuck.
Oh, and the doors scene, the constant opening of the doors with the kid by himself, and he just
I
kept
like that.
I was like, okay, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
They kept it going too long. That was funny. All right, okay. I was like, there were some fun.
Like, I like that modernization of it,
but it felt like too many parts of it weren't that kind of like like, and more of just like, look, we're doing what we think you want kind of thing, or we're trying to guide you through this, like, look how close to the original this is, and I'm like, stop it.
Yeah
Stop it. Yeah, but no, I mean, it's no revenge, let me tell you. Let's see that girl come back in revenge, just kill everybody in this movie.
Well, all right, let's I think we've pretty much said all we need to say about this movie before Dom has an aneurysm.
I want to kick. If this movie was a person, I'd punch it.
Dom has aged 8 years in the last hour.
I want to punch this movie in the face because it could have been great. That's my last thing. My last thought. This could have been great.
Yeah, like I said, there's so much left on the table that you could have done with it.
They had the pieces.
I feel like it couldn't have been great.
They had the pieces. It was all there. The characters were interesting ish.
Yeah.
It should have been Gale. Gale should have died. Gale could have been the ghost face. All of it. That could have been hilarious.
Yeah. All of it.
Why not?
Could have been Gale. Should have been Gale.
Maybe she is.
Dewey gets killed from Gale.
Well, there's going to be another one. We know this.
Oh yeah.
Like there's going to be.
I guess. I mean, Nev Campbell needs a pool. Whatever. I don't care.
Dude, it fucking brought in so much money.
Did it?
Yeah.
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 Look.
So they're definitely like, all right.
Yeah, it's highly successful.
Great. Great.
Number 6. Scream in Space.
Yeah, I'll run this. I might watch that.
I think we should do Scream in the Hood first.
Scream in the Hood.
Could.
That's great.
Well, it would make more sense if it was in the hood that those fucking underage kids would have not
We're hanging
allowed in
out
that
at a
bar in
bar
the
and
first
dating
place.
40-year-olds.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
I'm glad I made
okay,
my-
it's a small town. That bartender probably knows everybody's mom. Your mom's the fucking sheriff or whatever she was. They know you're not 21. They know.
What if they serve food? Then the kids
Oh.
can be in there.
I guess.
I legit, when I was a teenager, hung out in places that were more bar-like that served food because
Yeah, we all
they
did.
served food and I was
but
allowed
that's
to.
Not. It's
But we were
nowadays.
allowed to. It's not like that anymore. Nowadays, these kids can't do that.
Adults didn't
Oh,
give a shit back
fuck's sake.
then.
I just realized this movie surpassed 100 million at the worldwide box office, which means it'll totally be. They'll make more.
Oh, yeah.
God.
He wasn't lying to you, man.
Mm-mm.
It's the truth.
It dethroned whatever movie that opened like the previous weekend that everyone was fucking dropping loads over. Like, oh my god!
Everybody
And
go
then
watch.
Scream came along.
Yeah,
And was like,
and they have so many things. Like Patrick Dempsey could come back because that's Nev Campbell's husband.
yeah,
I mean, there's
Sam
that
could
one
go
girl,
crazy
Hayden
and become
Petriet or whatever.
Billy
I know
Loomis.
they'd bring her back.
Yeah, there's a lot.
What if Sam gets pregnant and she has a baby and it's Billy Loomis?
The reincarnation of Billy Loomis,
That would be if it was a Japanese directed,
or
Scream
if it was
6.
literally Skeet Ulrich that just comes out like full grown.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like in a Gozu or something, just
Yeah.
go full Japanese horror.
I'm into
Make
that. All right. Let's end this charade.
Okay.
Dominic, what are you giving this?
One. It's lucky it's getting that. I was gonna give it nothing, but then I thought, kills were cool. It made me laugh a couple
right.
times.
All right.
One. Again, I'm giving it one.
I can respect that.
Wow.
I am going to give it a 2. I thought it was enjoyable. I think people like it, but you could watch it, except Dom. He can't watch it ever again.
I watched it. I mean, I did watch it.
The kills were cool.
Mm.
It was entertaining, but there were definitely a lot of what the fuck, that can't happen moments in it. And it left a lot on the table for me. So I feel like it should have been better. So 2, cute, slashy, ghost faced candy corns that grow into full grown men.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like, so once I hit 2.5, that means that if it comes on TV 4 or 5 years after I see it the first time, I'll watch it again. I just don't know if this is like the 4 or 5 year mark or like the 8-year mark. And I definitely don't know if I would watch it with commercials.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a lot. So I think that I'll go with like a 2.25 candy corns.
Okay.
Like 2 candy corns with like a little tip of another one thrown in there for good measure.
Just the tip, guys.
Like, I thought it was fun. And I think that, if it came on, I probably wouldn't turn it off. Not right now, because I don't want to see it again now, but in the future. And it was cute. And it was nice. It was nice to see. And I like that they finally were able to put in that Sydney lived on Elm Street and some of the tie-ins that were supposed to be in the first one that were not because of cuts.
Yes. I did talk to Shotzi about it. She did not see it, but me and her are very, very close on the movies we like. So she asked me, would I like it? And I said, yes. She'd probably like it more than I did, and probably somewhere around where you did, Oubliette, maybe even a little higher. So that's averaging out to about a 2-ish
2.
around there.
Yep.
So with that being said, I think people should see it and hate it on their own or not hate it.
Well, thanks for having me back. I look forward to coming back again and
Hell
talking about
yeah.
a better horror movie.
Back
don't know,
in the
Negative
saddle
Nancy.
again.
No.
You're a little you left the show, now you're negative. So it looks like we're at a 1.875 for Scream.
Yeah.
All right.
187. Oh,
shit. That's it. We're leaving it right there, motherfuckers. All right, Candy Killers. This is Monster Candy Podcast. Yep.
Bye.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch. Give me some sugar, baby. Like scary movies.
Want some candy?
old Storm right square in the eye, and he says, "Get away from her, you bitch!"
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Your move, creep.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.